From the fans who cheered him during his days with the Buffalo Bills to the droves that camped outside that California courtroom awaiting the verdict in his headline-grabbing 1995 murder trial, O.J. Simpson, he's no stranger to crowds, cheers, and jeers. And tonight, this embattled star finds himself in the public eye once again, facing life in prison, but testifying on camera for the very first time. ABC's Neil Karlinski.
Watching O.J. Simpson take the stand, one hand left free, the other shackled, it's hard to imagine this aging inmate is the same man who's been the symbol of a nation's racial divide.
Would you please tell the court how old you are today?
65.
For all of Simpson's escapades, all the trouble and tabloid mayhem he's been embroiled in, today marked the very first time he's ever testified in any of his criminal cases.
Your voice was pretty loud in the room.
My voice is always loud.
Simpson wound up convicted of robbery and kidnapping while trying to get back his own mementos.
Guilty.
Well, it was my stuff. I followed what I thought the law. My lawyer told me you can't break in a guy's room. I didn't break into anybody's room.
Simpson is in court to argue an age-old complaint that his lawyer, Yale Galanter, did a terrible job defending him, and that's why he's in prison today. The key complaints that Galanter didn't put Simpson on the stand to cover the fact that he had reportedly given Simpson the green light for his questionable plan, and that he didn't tell Simpson of a possible plea deal at the time that could have gotten him a much lighter sentence than the 9 to 33 years he's now serving.
If you had heard about a plea offer for one count of robbery, would you have taken that?
I certainly would have considered it.
His new attorneys hope to win Simpson a new trial for this bungled sports memorabilia heist captured on camera in a Las Vegas hotel.
Yeah, we were just robbed at gunpoint by O.J. Simpson. Can you send police here, please?
Where are you?
What's the name? What room is this? What room is this? 1203. 1203.
It's been 19 years since O.J. Simpson, the Heisman Trophy winner and former star NFL running back turned actor, seen here in The Naked Gun, was accused of the brutal murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman.
We just received information that the person in that car, if it is O.J. Simpson, reportedly has a gun to his head.
19 years since O.J. captivated the country in that slow-speed police chase through Los Angeles as TV cameras followed from helicopters in pursuit of that now infamous white Ford Bronco. Over the course of the next year, the nation followed the sensational proceeding dubbed the Trial of the Century, an event that was carried live, gavel to gavel on television, complete with a cast of characters straight out of a crime drama. Who can forget Cato? O.J.'s defense team was even dubbed the Dream Team.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Counsel, is there anything else we need to take up before I invite the jurors to join us?
And then the verdict that would cause millions to stop whatever they were doing, find a television set, and watch.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
The emotional reaction inside the courtroom was matched outside. The verdict exposed a nation still divided along racial lines, with many African Americans jubilant at the acquittal.
I didn't feel that the evidence was strong enough.
And others in shock at his release.
I was absolutely disgusted.
After the mountains of evidence that had been leveled against him. The family of Ron Goldman, especially his sister Kim, sank in grief while the Browns sat in shock. Simpson's family cried for joy, and the defendant, who seemed stunned at first, lip-synced his thanks to the jury that had set him free. In 1997, O.J. took the stand in a civil suit filed by the murder victims' families, but it wasn't on camera. He was found guilty for the wrongful death and battery of Ronald Goldman and the battery of Nicole Brown Simpson. He was ordered to pay a $33.5 million penalty, but his NFL pension was protected under California law. Then in 2007 came the book, If I Did It, a supposedly imaginary account of how Simpson might have committed the murders. Simpson originally published the book with a division of Rupert Murdoch's Fox Corporation, to the outrage of the Goldman family, who described it as a way to profit from a thinly veiled admission of murder. The book executive was fired, and Goldman won rights to the book and all the money it makes. Fred Goldman spoke to Nightline in 2007.
He's proven to the world for years that he thinks he can do whatever he wants, and the system has let him do it.
Throughout the day, Simpson seemed loose, animated, and almost anxious to talk, even joking about drinking too much the afternoon before the botched and bizarre robbery that put him behind bars.
I had a joke that my doctor says I should never have an empty glass, is what I would tell the waitress, so we were celebrating.
Famed trial attorney Mark GERAGOS watched Simpson's long-awaited testimony today.
I think so far today, he looks a heck of a lot better than he did during the civil trial. Today, at least so far, he's come off as fairly credible.
Years ago, there was concern that putting Simpson on the stand could open him up to uncomfortable questions about his past, but attorneys said the judge this week wouldn't allow it.
I know people don't like to hear this. This case and this sentence, I think, are obvious payback for the acquittal in the case in L.A.
Today, Simpson's life includes reading golf magazines and watching TV inside a 6-by-10-foot cell where he has a cellmate and uses the bottom bunk.
You think he looks like he's been beaten?
Yeah, he's a beaten man. I mean, basically the system beat him to death.
His close friend Tom SCOTTO says Simpson is aging rapidly in his new life.
What's his life in prison?
His life is basically he's working at the gym. He's in charge of the gym. He coached the baseball team for the jail. He's just trying to live his life there. I mean, that's what he has to do right now.
In court today, he struggled with his handcuffs at one point to get a drink of water, but otherwise seemed like a man at ease. For those hoping for something more, his testimony won't answer any of the old questions. It's just a last-ditch attempt at freedom for a man who won't get his first shot at parole until he's 70. I'm Neil Karlinski for Nightline in Las Vegas.